But either way, we're going to get to the match of Rob and Moose. Oh, man, this is going to be the first ever playoff match. We got Dot Jamming at 110 being picked as per Moose.
That's right, guys. Who's ready for the first playoff match? I'm absolutely ready for this. I'm absolutely ready. Let's go.
Now, they had around, I'd say, a week or two to, practice the whole set list in general and also memorize all the paths. We have a lot of songs on our hands.
We do. Yeah, I mean, these guys already have had to learn 2 set lists. Now, this is the 3rd one. They've probably got their own sort of learning regimen for all of this. And I'd have to imagine they probably all are taking this playoff set list very seriously. Probably all have been grinding for as much time as they've had to learn these songs. And I think we're going to see them come out here really showing off now.
We got some nice free points here with the chords. I want to keep in mind that first little lit bit with the tap and the hopos, that can throw off some players, especially with the tropa that comes right before the open no hopo. Easily missable, especially if you're not, as well versed in one-handing. So.
Yeah, this is one of those real technical songs, especially it's got some open notes thrown in there, as you'll see right now. Open note and chord heavy. And, man, this is a tough one to start out on, for sure, to start the day out on.
This is giving me some Handroid vibes at the moment. With the,
I agree
the
with
amount
that,
of
for sure.
Shoved in. Oh, already!
Rob coming in with the first miss here. Moose has not missed yet, but they still have the same star power. Rob misses again here in the slow chord section. Wondering if that was maybe more of a nervous miss. He misses again, this time a star power phrase.
Yes, he needs that multiplier. Look at the lead already winding on the side for Moose.
Those first 2 misses, they weren't that costly, but that last miss over the star power, that was extremely costly. And you'll see that score difference is gigantic right now.
Looking at this here, around 35k that Moose is able to work with on identical pass too, so it's gonna be tough for Rob to claw this one back. We have to see something on Moose's end for Rob to have a chance.
Yes.
Still on 35k. We have the solo bit here. Both picture perfect activations right after the phrase, the phrase. I wonder
that's
if,
one thing is that, I was assuming these guys would come out really knowing the paths for these songs, and these guys have had mirror image paths here. It's pretty funny.
I want to keep in mind, Rob, I know he had some issue. I mean, he plays on Explorer, has a bit of a delay when it comes to whammying. It won't start off as immediately SA compared to a Weetar with less polling rate, so we did see that come into play. If we're gonna have closer matches, considering that it is the playoffs, it might become an X factor on per side of Rob, but as of right now, it looks fine. Keep in mind also, this is Moose's pick. Got Jam at 110, and working pretty well in his favor.
Moose has not missed it.
We're gonna get back into this the intro bit right here. There's gonna be this show coming up between the hopos. I'm gonna assume that people are gonna miss on that a lot, and not even for a specific reason. I mean, it's awkward of itself. The red starts first, not the blue, so you gotta prioritize your fretting, and then the open note hopo comes right after.
For sure, yeah. Like you said, real tough fretting in this song. But then at the same time, you see these real odd groups of strums. So you got the weird fretting, you got the weird strumming. This is a bad one.
Missing these chords would be so crucial if one of them were missing the activation as well. If Moose had missing the middle of an activation with these chords, Rob could have pulled the lead ever so slightly, but I mean, it's not gonna happen. I mean, Moose is still on an FC.
Yeah, Moose is just not letting up here. Pretty crazy.
Wow. It's just no shot at it. I mean, maybe had it been the last chord bit, say that Moose had flub a bunch of times, maybe, but no, this will be game 1 handing over to Moose with the first FC of the playoffs.
I would have to say, yeah. Unless we see something major happening here, I think I think
Nah.
Moose will be taking this one away with an FC. Yep, there it is.
I think even if Moose were to just not hit a note at all during that little bit, I mean, it wouldn't matter.
It was at the end. It was more. Is he gonna FC it or is he gonna have a brutal choke?
Look at that! Nearly 800K on this side.
Nearly 800K. 435 points off of 800K there. What a great first match there for the playoffs. I mean, Moose just comes out, picks the song, and FCs it, and that is one of the hard ones out of the group. I'd say one of the hardest.
We love seeing FCs out here. Now this is gonna be Rob's turn to pick as he is down 0-1. Fire on the side of Rob's end, maybe.
Yeah, what can we see him going for?
Freedom Dive. Oh,
Freedom
boy.
Dive. Oh, one of my favorites.
I was
right
thinking
off the bat here.
I was thinking Track on Fire, but no, for the solo genre. But it's gonna be Freedom Dive, charted by Cyclops.
Freedom Dive. I don't know, and I wouldn't have expected Rob to pick this, especially for the first pick. I wouldn't have expected this from Rob, but we'll see how he does on it.
So we have some issues with the game right now on per side of I think broadcast. So without that, this was Rob's counter pick was Freedom Dive, charted by Cyclops. Not in particular any set list, I believe. It's just a standalone chart, and I don't know, when it comes up to the piano solo, it's really intricate.
Yeah, and if you guys are not familiar with Freedom Dive, it's actually it's like how we as the Clone Hero community, we have that Solus series that everybody always talks about. Well, the Osu community has Freedom Dive. Freedom Dive is their Solus, and it's cool to see the transfer of the hype over to Clone Hero now for Freedom Dive.
There's been like 3 charts of Freedom Dives, like a bunch of over charts. One chart in particular that stood out, I don't remember who charted it, but it was a pretty old chart. I think before like Carpal Tunnel Hero 1, and now we have a Cyclops chart being showcased in the playoffs. So
I'm wondering when is somebody gonna make Freedom Dive Uber chart?
I would love to see it. Make it one of the hardest charts possible.
Exactly, man. I would love that.
Make it as intense, to say how the Osu community looks at it,
Yes, I completely agree. That would actually be really cool. Make it, forget Solus. Freedom Dive. Worldwide rhythm gaming phenomenon song.
Mm-hmm. But here we go. Game 2 underway. Guys. Freedom Dive.
That last song was Moose's pick. This is Rob's choice now.
Yes,
Oh, and one thing to note, guys, as well, is that since the game was just reset, they're now actually on opposite sides to where they were playing last
Moose
song.
On the left, Rob on the right.
Yes.
Now we're going to have this descending fall section. It's just a bunch of trills and a bunch of descending trips as well. Here are the trills right here that they have to tap. This is definitely a tappy-based song. Get your hyperboingers out. We love seeing that.
The hyperboingers actually probably worked pretty well for this song. I'd like to see them in the chat here.
Now we have this weird chord bit that have oboes right after them. I mean, you have to fret, let go of the fret your accuracy has to be on point for this to maintain FC ability.
Yeah, it's a little awkward.
Especially this whole song in general is awkward because.
See, Moose with the first miss here. FC the last song, but here he does come in with a couple of misses under star power as well, so that's going to be costly. About 14,000 points of a difference now.
That's right. This whole I was about to say this whole song is not too basic pattern. A lot of like switches between regular trills and descending trips come into play. So you have to really, it's quite methodical.
For sure.
Look at this lead here, 12K for Rob to work with. Same star power as well. We're gonna have the next descending fall.
See, both comboing through this pretty tough sweep pattern here.
This song is so good, dude.
I love this song. This is definitely the song I hope to see most. And I think we're actually going to see this song picked a lot.
Moose with an earlier activation.
Yeah, I'm wondering if that was planned or, it probably doesn't matter too much in this section, though.
I mean, either way, It's around the same note. It was like I don't remember which song was in pool 1, but it maintains notes per second throughout like the whole thing, same BPM. I don't think, and there was no overlap too on Rob's end, so.
Yeah, there we saw them with the picture perfect activation there at the same time. And Moose recovering well from his first couple of misses there. Has not missed since.
That's right, but we're gonna do the piano solo coming up. It's basically freestyle at this point, the way that it's set up. Here we go.
Yeah, and this is some real tough fretting here. Awkward all the way through, you know. It's like you can't really tap this because there's no specific. I mean, with that part you'll tap for sure. You have to tap that part, but some of this, you know, you're almost forced to one-hand it.
Yes, you have to concentrate hardcore, and given the tappy bit, also with those chords as well, free points. I mean, Rob is showing up 2,500 note streak.
He is.
Are we gonna see a like a FC response on the end of Rob? We're gonna have our one of our last descending dives here.
We're getting there. Would it actually be possible to have the first two songs of the playoffs FC'd by each respective opponent?
Yeah, Moose with God Jam and now Rob with Freedom Dive? Question mark. Oh, there it is.
Now that will prevent the FC, but he's still ahead in points though. Probably not worried too much about that.
Yeah, he does an FC, but he's maintaining his lead. Although there's still room for error. It's gonna keep on going. Oh, we'll see what happens. Moose with a 1K no streak coming up. Rob is looking solid though. And we're approaching the end. I think this should be game 2 over to Rob.
Yep, that's going to be going to Rob.
With like a 13.5 lead
nice.
at the end.
I think that was just a -1 from Rob there. I thought we were about to see an FC from Rob. Yeah, that was just a -1.
Wow.
And look at the streak though. Out of 3,400 notes, he comboed 2,900 of them. It's so close to the FC.
There are a lot of notes in this song.
There are.
With just a 2,900 note streak with also the last descending fall where there's still a lot more notes. I mean, it's a pretty packed chart for a pretty packed set list.
We saw Moose taking that first game, and Rob answers right back with a win of his own. So now they are 1-1, and now it will be Moose's pick again. And you know, I'm wondering what he's gonna go with here, because now I think. So he went with a hybrid pick first. Is he gonna go with another hybrid pick? I'm not sure.
I think we're gonna see a strumming genre. Maybe I think Laces Out Dan. That's my prediction. For no particular reason, to be exact. Oh, there you go.
You are a mind reader, Shmoo. It is Laces Out by the Fall of Troy. Oh my god.
He totally did not send me a message saying that he was going to counter Laces Out Dan 125. Totally did not. Trust me.
Well, here we go, guys. The Laces Out Dan by the Fall of Troy.
Charted by JP for the Fall of Troy here, by the way. Shoutouts.
Mm-hmm. That's
Good
right.
Stuff.
So this is in the Strum Tech category, and I truly think it could not be described better. Strum Tech all the way through. It's just the way it is.
Keep in mind, this is picked per Moose. His counter pick 1-1 tied right now. This is the playoffs.
1-1, guys. I mean, you can really see. Like I was saying earlier, I thought these guys were coming out and probably showing off a little more than they have been, and I think we're starting to see that might be true. You know, all of these players have shown themselves to be great opponents in their previous matches, but now since they're in the playoffs, they're coming in even harder.
I think we're going to see a lot of swings like back and forth between games, especially in the playoffs. I mean, the players are going to play at their the top of their level, and compared, we had some other players that did not know the path, had to copy other paths. Not to mention they had some hardware issues as well.
Yeah, I could be wrong, but I think we're probably it's going to be rare to see a sweep in this like realm of the play. I don't think we're going to be seeing a lot of sweeps because these guys are just so well matched.
Alrighty. Oh!
Ooh, we have Moose coming in with the first miss. He actually probably overstrummed there.
Yeah.
After the end, that's what I would think.
Nothing too bad. I say that was under star power, just GG, but no, that was just right in the beginning.
Yeah, it wasn't too big of a deal there. As you can see, the difference is only about 6,000. So you know, in a song like this, it's very easy to come back. One miss on Rob's part, and Moose is right back in there. So
now, surely both of them should not be just down strumming whenever these intricate hopo strumming, chords right like this right here. They shouldn't be down strumming. I think they're just gonna play along with up and down strums. Not in this part though. They're obviously gonna down strum this. Great stuff on
stepping
Rob's
B
end.
style pattern there.
That's right.
From Solus 4.
6.5 to 7K for Rob. I think that was a later. No, that was both at the same time. Wow. Oh no!
Ooh, Rob with a big miss there. Wow, it was on chords and star power, and that just made the difference go way over to Moose's side. He was at about a 6,000 point deficit. Now he's leading by over 20,000 points.
That one miss just gave Moose a 20K lead when he was down at least like 6.5 to 7.
Yeah, that was a brutal miss, man. Brutal.
Wow, just that one miss. We'll see if that's the X factor for this game and maybe in this match. And I think that will be.
Wow. A crucial, just one note on Rob's part.
Yes, it was just that phrase.
Wow.
Both with the -1 with the phrase, though, that made all the difference.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, like you said, both with the -1, but it was where they missed that note that made such a big deal. It made 22,000 points of a difference there where they missed that one note. Because you can see Rob, 11 out of 12 star power phrases, but Moose does have all 12 out of 12, and that's just it. You know, and in a song like this, it's not too long of a song. That'll do it.
And it will be, but it will give Rob, Rob definitely had that. Had he maintained and not missing that phrase, he would have taken a lead of 2-1 especially. He would give his counter pick, but he already has his pick set up. It'll be Rice with the Angels coming out on per Rob. So this will be his counter.
That's right. And so far, each player has won their picks. Moose has picked 2 songs that they've played so far, and he's won them. And then Rob picked Freedom Dive and won that. This is Rob's pick as well. So we'll see if they keep that trend going.
Now you see we got our usual thing going on with the samba. Now both have the phrase. Now I must say I think this one's really weird. I think it's just a bunch of strumming, hopos in between, and really intricate fretting with some notes with a step so close to each other that you have to react or hit them just so quick on time with one-handing.
Yeah, this song is super solo heavy, but it's got, as you saw there, it's got some forced strums thrown in, and it makes this just all around a pretty tough song to be competing in, because you can easily lose your combo when one of those forced notes comes up. You can see them everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Now we're on 2 different paths right now with Moose being down, but he will have star power here, so we might see a back and forth lead shift.
That's interesting how they. Oh, and Rob definitely overstrummed that note there. You can see he hit it, but then it overstrummed.
Yeah, it won't be too bad for him though. No, not on a phrase. It will be in the same format where we'll probably go back and forth, unless they add. Both do have star power, and they will activate at the same time more than likely. With Moose, he might be able to pull a little bit out from the extra star power that he has.
Yeah, and you can see Rob leading by about 6,000 points right now. But now I'm not sure. Moose is holding on to his star power. I think he probably ate a little bit there, where Rob actually he's caught and he just misses, but Rob was catching up to him in star power, and they do both activate at the same time.
Look at what we got here.
A Samba in the star power phrase.
That was like perfect from Rob to activate at that time, because now we got a tight Samba on our hands. Take a look at the hopos. The weird steps that, you gotta have your one-handing on point. So it's really easy to miss. Keep in mind, Moose is still on FC with 1500 with a 1500 note streak. And wow, 3K for Moose right now on Rob's counterpick.
Check that out. Despite Rob overstrumming early and having that pretty big miss, he's actually only down a few thousand points, where Moose has not missed yet. He's still in an FC. That's pretty crazy. I mean, it must be that Rob has this path down pretty well.
Yeah, but something has to happen, though. Oh, man. I think on the end of Moose, he got an overlap that he did not want. Hence why they went on two different paths in the beginning. But now he's sitting comfortably with the same, with a neutral star power and with 3K to work with if he maintains the FC. Will we see a second FC for the match?
Possibly. At this point, Rob is really hoping for a big miss on Moose's part here. He's hoping for that meter, as we say.
Or perhaps an unfortunate overlap that Moose probably did not want. Might happen again, but we'll see. This next activation will probably be key. Oh, it's pretty tense.
Moose could have those late game nerves. He could have those FC nerves. He could have anything right now. So it's a high pressure situation, and I don't think it's out of the question that we could see a miss from either player at this point. But one miss is just going to shift it for both of them.
Moose is not letting go, though.
He's not. And they're still razor thin on that margin there.
Wow. Will we see it? And it looks like...
I think
4K.
we are going to.
Jeez, man. Yes, sir. That'll
there
be
it is.
The second FC for Moose, and he'll be up 3-1.
Wow. The second FC from Moose. These guys know what they're doing. Yeah, so that was actually the first time that we saw a player not win their pick. That was Rob's pick, and Moose took it, and now that shifts the whole game here, the whole match, 3-1 in Moose's favor.
That's right. It'll be his turn to pick, and just one more match, he'll send Rob to losers bracket, and this is the first stream for the playoffs, and we're already going to see the potential possibility of Rob being in the losers bracket already.
How crazy is that?
Ooh, groundhog.
Wow, ooh. Moose goes for groundhog.
Will this decide? Decide the outcome?
Will it? Because in this position, you're leading 3-1. You want to pick that one song where you're like, okay, I can end it right here. And this is a song that if you know it, your opponent may not have practiced it. And if this is a song where if you know it very well, you have a major edge.
So you want to be a DJ?
Get your crumbs in chat when it comes up.
Are you ready?
And whammy the ever living daylight of the sustain. Here's the first level. And earlier on Moose end, will we see half of a different path? Yes, we will. Moose's star power halfway done as Rob activates.
Yeah, major difference. Ooh, I think he's gonna overlap here.
Nope.
Ooh, it was close, but he did not.
Nope, the phrase was too long. That's what I see right there. And look at this. He
actually comes out 100 points ahead there.
Yeah, like 90 to 100. Keep in mind for the whammy, if it's going to be this close. Level 2. Oh,
Something you'll notice, guys, if you haven't seen this song before, there's a lot of oddly forced notes all throughout. You can see, and it's placed mainly to throw the player off. And we see Moose missing under star power, and he played a lot of that phrase with less than an 8 times multiplier. And now he's at a deficit of about 7,000 points.
Yeah, well, it used to be 90 to 100, now cut down to, or widened to 7 to 8K.
Shall we see how clever you really are?
Rob hasn't missed yet, but we're not nearly at the hardest point in the song. There's a tough chord part that comes up that will separate the men from the boys, so to speak.
Yeah, that's right. We'll see if that's the case.
Watch out.
Get your crumbs in chat when it comes.
Crumbs.
Rums. Rob maintaining the FC, maintaining the path.
This must be such a nervous situation for Rob here. He knows if he loses this song, he's gonna be in the loser's bracket.
Oh my goodness.
And currently he's ahead. It must be so nerve-wracking for him to know that he's just gotta hold it.
That's right. This bit right here, it plays with your brain. Like you expect to strum a little bit faster than what what is required. So when it comes to newer players, they tend to overstrum with this section, but not in the case with these players. They are not newbies. This part is weird. I mean, it might look simple, but the engine will play with you with this. Now here we go.
Here's that chord section that we were talking about. Both players seem to know what they're doing here. As you can see, they both even have the path down.
You should quit.
And
Come
oh,
on.
Wow, that must be so brutal to whammy, and it looks like they both killed it.
yeah, really tolling, concentrating, and mentally and physically, just having to concentrate and just trying to whammy in the middle of in that chord bit. Wow,
Very close match here.
look at Rob. This is on
Reminder,
Moose's
guys, this
pick,
was
by the way.
Moose's pick.
That's right.
Yeah,
I really met my man.
Rob just killing it so far.
Wow.
And he does take it there. And he was down 3-1, and it was Moose's pick. And Rob comes in and says, I don't think so. This game is still going to go. And now everything is so shifted now because, yes, Moose still has 3 wins for this match under his belt. 1 more, and he does win the whole match. But now it's Rob's pick. Okay? And now he can pick that song that he knows he's got down.
I think it's gonna be Track on Fire.
You think it will be? Could be Track on Fire. We'll see. You've been very good with your picks so far, with your predictions. We'll see what it's going to be. Like I said, this is going to be that one song where he knows he's going to tie the game up and force a tiebreaker.
He has 3 to choose from. He gets to choose the tiebreaker too, because the 3 that are left are Track on Fire, Tall Fiddler, and Fuzz Universe. All 3 in different categories, so he can decide the tiebreaker as well.
I wonder if he's considering that with his pick of this song.
I wonder if he's
Could
aware
be.
of that. And there you go, Track on Fire is
Track
being
on
picked.
Fire.
And word from broadcast that there will be a tiebreaker. We will have Reclaimers being played for the Game 7.
Reclaimers.
Game 7 pause champ? I hope.
Possibly. We'll see. I mean, if the first match of the playoffs went to a tiebreaker, that would be great. We'll see. Rob will need to pull this one out.
Now we are going to see a lot of tap notes. Let me tell you.
Yes, we will. I just want to... I got to congratulate Shmooey for his amazing predictions. I don't think you've gotten one wrong yet for what these guys are going to pick.
I just think, I mean, and by the way, two different activations with Moose being a little bit later. But keep in mind, I think Rob, I think he's pretty well versed when it comes to, big set lists like Hardworks on the Hero 1, 2, and the 1 remastered. I know he's definitely played this a lot. He is a setlist destroyer. Eats them for breakfast. So he probably has a lot more experience when it comes to the song than compared to Moose.
Easily.
Now look at our samba. Look on Rob's end, just flickering 1 2 2 1 2 1 2 1.
That's right.
Look at, wow.
What players are killing it, man?
I think
Still.
Could it be 200?
I don't know, but they're not letting up on it. You know what?
Oh.
Yeah, that actually may be a tie score. Because you see, their last two digits, their last two digits are 58.
This is a manga-ass
Oh
moment.
my
if I've
god,
ever
dude. I think they're still tied.
Playoffs,
How
baby.
insane is that?
Keep in mind of the sustain. They hold it in all the way, and the whammy.
Oh my god, dude. I think they're still tied. How insane is this? It's now. I think I could be wrong, but I think they may have a little bit of a difference in the star power there. We've gotten word from broadcast that Moose could be 200 points ahead. We're not sure if it could be stream lag or not. But one thing we do know is that they do have the same last two digits, so a tie is possible.
Remember when we said when the second set list came out right after the first set list that the difficulty ramped up a bunch?
Yeah.
And we thought it couldn't get really hard. Now we have this set list, but we've already seen, I think, 3 FCs from these two. And
Yeah.
now they're just going ham with this game 6.
Check this out. This is a section we forgot to mention. This has got some strumming that is just plain awkward. And these guys are making it look like cake. Oh my word.
Oh.
This is just
Moose.
unbelievable. And I'm starting to believe that Moose is 200 points ahead, actually. I don't believe they're on an exact tie here. That could be due to Moose getting a squeeze that Rob didn't get. I'd have to say it's probably what it was.
I can't imagine being in Moose's position right now. I wonder if he's like looking at the corner of his eye, seeing that Rob is also maintaining FC, along with being on the same, like, identical pass. I know Moose is activating a little bit earlier, I think, than Rob.
Is somebody gonna drop this combo? I'm not sure.
It'll be
Just
decided.
crazy. I'm watching this in pure amazement right now. I seriously cannot believe that both of these guys, not only have they still FC'd this song all the way through, but they've maintained such similar star power paths that their score is eerily similar.
I know. They're not even.
I'm not
letting
sure how it's going to
what's
look after
hap-
this one, though.
They're not letting down what that's happening in the Quint bit. Oh my god.
Oh my god, still eerily similar score.
Is Moose really gonna maintain, or are we also gonna see a double FC? A track on fire? This is gonna be the last chance. He's in the corner with the last activation. Oh, Moose!
Oh my god, dude.
Wow!
Where did those extra points come from, though? I did not think they were 2,000 points apart.
The
Oh
activation.
my god, man.
0.8.
Oh my god. I almost can't look at those stats. Oh my god. Well, that will give it to Moose there officially. But oh my god, these guys knew that song like the back of their hand. That was an unbelievable performance from both. And that's an exact, let's see, 1,600 point win for Moose there, I believe. Exactly 1,600 points. Absolutely crazy performance. And it just came down to, first of all, they both knew the path down to a T. But Moose just knew the path a tad better. And that's what took it.
Hello.
What's up, you two? That was phenomenal.
That was an unbelievable first match.
I agree. That was the closest set of matches I've had so far.
Yeah, but
So-
how are you feeling after that with the double? Were you like, what was going through your mind during the last activation? Did you realize with looking at the FC ring that Rob was also on the FC with identical pathing as well? What was going
He
through your
had
head?
he had a slightly different path towards the end. I think he activated a tad later on one of them, so I knew I was up by maybe like 1,000 or so. So all that was going through my head was just keep hitting notes. Don't miss, because if I miss, it's gone. But I was
Just a
feeling pretty good.
note.
Could you guys both see each other's fretboards? Did you guys both know the situation that was going on?
Oh yeah, I was aware.
I just assumed. I applied remotely as well, but I was
You
second
did?
with like a good path and FCing, so I was like, well, clearly
True.
he's also FCing.
That must be an insane feeling. That must be an insane feeling to, be FCing that song, especially so late into the song, and knowing that you're on the right path, but still being second.
Yeah, it happens.
But,
I said after the match, he clearly didn't want to play Reclaimers because that's what it was going to be if I'd won.
Absolutely not. I'm avoiding
Well-
that at all costs.
Yeah, we were saying we were wondering actually, Rob, if that was going into, if that was going through your head while you were picking that last song. Was it?
Yeah, 100%. I asked Callie the ref, like, what's the situation if I pick a certain song? Basically, how can I force Reclaimers if I win the next one?
Wow.
And of course, it's this close going out of it. But I think it's just a well-deserved win.
Yeah, Moose, you held on for dear life, and it shows that you did not want to play Reclaimers with the double FC for the game 6 to the first match. That was phenomenal for you two.
Mm-hmm. And
Yeah,
as
thank
we know, Rob is not out of the tournament yet. He still will have a chance to win the whole thing in the losers bracket. So, Rob, how do you feel going now into the losers bracket? How are you? Do you think you have a good chance in the losers bracket to still continue strong and make it to the end? Are you still confident?
I just don't know. Confident is the right word. There's a lot more pressure in losers bracket because I didn't want to lose this match, obviously, but
Yeah.
I did lose, and it's like, well, I still have a second chance, but there's no second chances in losers match. It depends
Yeah,
who loses, really.
Yeah, second chance.
True.
Yeah, I was about to get to that. We're from broadcast. Moose, you are now going to be in the semifinal, and you'll get to play the winner between Abby and I'm Chris for life. How do you
Well,
how do you
yeah,
feel
fine.
between those two?
I know of both, obviously. I'm feeling pretty confident coming out of this match, of course.
Hmm.
But I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. I really haven't watched many of Abby's or Chris's games, so I don't really know how they've been doing so far. But I mean, they've made it this far, so that says something.
Hmm.
Of course.
Good stuff. Good stuff on your end. We're going to transition now over to our 2 exhibition matches. That was phenomenal stuff from you two. And
Yeah.
wish you the
Yeah,
best
thanks.
of luck for what's left for the
Thanks.
playoffs.
I got
Yep.
one more thing to say. I can't wait to watch the Schmootage 2 on my Xbox 360.
Awesome.
That's right. That's right.
I think you speak for all of us when you say that, sir. Thank you.
All right, appreciate it, guys.
Thank you guys
Thank
so
you
much
so
for that
much.
awesome match.
GG's. Good
Yeah,
stuff.
later.
Everyone.